I am Prim.
And I'm Servana. And we're from the realm of Denless.
No, I'm going to leave that. Wait. Oh, no, you finished it. Okay.
I did. I just broke down the end.
And this is Game Face LARP, a film fighting podcast. So it has been a busy season so far. We have done a lot of recaps. We've been to the Wolfpack opener. We were at Olympics. We were also at Armageddon, which took 2 episodes to talk about. And now it is time to get into more conversations about foam fighting itself. So we asked you guys on Facebook, what is your foam fighting hot take? And
you answered.
You really answered some spicy ones. So today we're going to hit on a few of your hot takes, as well as a couple of our own personal hot takes. It's a spicy foam fighting hot take episode. We're going to call Lay On for episode 8, our foam fighting hot takes. All right, so we're going to start with some of the Facebook questions, the Facebook answers, I guess. I said that like an idiot. And you have your own little list here. Do you want to go first?
I have my personal hot takes.
Your personal hot take? Okay,
yeah.
I picked 3 from Facebook. So let's start with these ones, and then we'll kind of go into like our personal ones. So the first one comes from Sir Merrick, who was on a previous episode.
Yeah, who had hot takes.
You had some hot takes there. So let's just like warm up into that. But he said that javelins should not be legal headshots at all, period.
I mean, like, it's okay.
I get the logic.
Yeah, I get the logic.
The safety logic.
And it does make a lot of sense. And there are, like, that's where a lot of damage comes from. I mean, like, jabbing to the eye socket, like, we just saw that happen.
Yeah.
But I think that, I don't know, I like jabbing, though.
It's really satisfying to see.
Right.
It's very sad. Well, that one video I have of Ares is him getting hit in the head with a javelin. And it's so funny. But also, I think what these always seem to like come down to is like the safety of it. And I have this kind of like, this is like a pre-hot take. This was like a thing I thought about talking about, but I guess I'm gonna talk about it anyways.
Right? You're like, well, now I'm gonna just.
Anyways, I guess this is coming up organically, but no, like I feel this way about spears. So you can't really control the force behind a javelin throw because the user doing it is different every time. So like it's very different if I throw a javelin at someone's head compared to if Mongo, who is a large, well, not as large anymore.
And also the technique you use in throwing it, like if you do it like Avalado style, like that thing's a rocket.
Yeah, like there is a lot of variables around the person throwing the weapon, or in a spear's case, wielding the weapon, I guess, is the term.
And I have to say, like, spears are the scariest for me. That's the worst injury I've ever gotten.
Spears are the scariest for me too. Like I've gotten hit in the chest with a spear and it knocks the wind out of me and almost causes like an asthma.
Yeah, because
like attack.
Yeah.
Because of the shock to your system and then the adrenaline of everything else that's going on. Again, that comes down to like you can't control the power of the hit like you can with an arrow too. Mm-hmm. Arrows have a maxed out poundage for a reason.
Yeah.
You can't control the poundage of a spear.
You can not go full ham like
you can
into somebody's like it's whenever you see people hauling off and going straight for the diaphragm and I swear they're hooking up too. It's like, are you trying to are you trying to put them up? Like, are you Vlad the Impalers? What are we doing here?
I feel like there needs to be more care by the user maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe
keep it in mind that you're hitting like the smallest, like the most dangerous part to be hitting of the body, where all your like organs and stuff are.
Those aren't that important.
Those are like kind of important for all of the functions of your body.
For the bleeding what? Maybe like in the concept of like a spear, I've thought about like maybe a bigger head, you know what I mean? The more surface area for a spear. And then if a jabby,
I agree with that.
And if a jabby can't be a legal headshot, then yeah, a spearhead definitely needs to be bigger. Like that, you know what I mean? Like the jabby head should be the spearhead kind of thing.
I think they should, I think having a bigger head would be.
Yeah, because you don't have so much contact like straight into that.
And just maybe
I'm super biased though, because I got that bad like braid.
I like spears, I like spears. I think they're cool and they're very helpful. Like
I use a spear. I love it.
Yeah, like they're very helpful like as part of your team, but yeah, you just can't control how when it's that tiny little spot and it's just like like it's knocked the wind out of me, and I've had to like just get off the field.
I feel like a lot of people would be sad though to see Javies.
They
leave.
would.
I don't think it will. I think that's like we could say we want that, but I don't believe it could ever come to pass. Too many people would be like rabble.
I get Merrick's logic though, because I can see it being. I can see it being dangerous. Well, I'm sure it has been dangerous to people.
Maybe there needs to be like a change to the way Javies like are, so that they are safer for headshots. Is maybe the conversation. But
that's what I agree with. Anything we can do to make the game safer without changing the rules necessarily, because I do like being able to do that. So yeah, no, I agree with that one.
No, I agree. Yeah, if you change stuff up that little bit, it can make a big difference. It really can.
Well, that was Sir Merrick's hot take. This next person I don't know, but their name was Nicholas, and they said larger shields are not scary and have their own set of weaknesses. I don't think they're scary. I think they're annoying. And I think in my experience what happens is they only give me a face shot, and then they get shot in the they get shot in the face, and then they're like, wah. But in a fighting sense, like
for me,
it's like, where's your, I don't know, this seems mean. Like, are you that afraid of getting hit?
I see what they're saying, because like in my opinion, I wouldn't want to rock a big shield because it's gonna prevent you from doing like super aggressive moves.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're sword and boarding, it's huge, it's nice. You don't have to stress as much. You don't have to like, I don't know, watch your ankles. You know what I mean? You're like foot on ground, everything. You know, everything's foot on ground, or just pop it up to your head. I mean, like it's great defensively, and it makes fights take a long time, and it lets you hold the line a long time. But it definitely takes sword and board, which is like, if you're considering it only in the basis of a field fight, in my opinion, is considered like the defense, the tank role. Would be. Yeah, so if you're already playing like a sword and board, you're already supposed to be holding the line. So I feel like you're not trying to play that role. If you're gonna go out there trying to get kills, you're the archer, you're going out there with a spear, you know what I mean? There's a responsibility whenever you're a sword and boarder on the line to like, you know, catch that arrow, keep your eyes open, you know what I mean? Don't go just dive in when the line's thin already. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't love a tower shield. I feel like there is definitely a point to which it's probably ridiculous, but I'm also the type of person that like, fish is a rock.
Yeah.
A fish is a rock.
A fish is a rock. Yeah. Fish is a rock. You know what? That's fair. I get that.
If you want to go out there with your huge like wrap around body shield, go for it, I guess. You know what I mean?
And a helmet. God.
Just go march up there, Roman.
Yeah. I only have it from the perspective of being an archer, because that's really all I do. But it does, every time I see one, I'm just like, so do you want to just get hit in the face? Because that's all you're giving me.
Yeah, see, and that's why you love archers sometimes. Like, everybody wants to complain about archers, but say I'm a sword and boarder and I'm going up against this person who has this big tower shield, they're not giving me openings, they're not giving me shots, then archer, this one please.
Get him.
Right to the dome, please.
Get him. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so then we got one more from Facebook.
Okay.
And this one is from Juliana, and they said, there's too much yellow in garb. It causes a split-second delay while deciding if you're hitting a herald or a fighter. Yellow on the field needs to be for heralds only. So I actually really agree with this, and it was really interesting because I remember in the comments, I was like, yeah, no, I straight up agree with you.
Yeah.
I was like, I almost wonder, and I don't know if this is like something that's been suggested, it almost needs to be like such an unnatural color or very specific pattern.
Whatever it is, it needs to be separate from what we're allowed to wear on the field.
It needs to be like really obvious, like a referee.
Yeah.
I know it kind of pulls us out of the game a little bit. What if there was like a particular, like a very neon color, so that it's also attention getting too.
Yeah.
Like a
checkered pattern, something like that. Like to my
I don't have the perfect solution,
but I think that there needs to be a solution. I agree.
Because people like yellow.
No, and people do like yellow. And if I do see, and I'm not saying all yellow for me personally, but I would say like that specific herald yellow that we're all thinking of right now, that specific yellow. And then it's hard because like new players will come out and be like, look, I made an entire yellow tunic that's that yellow, you know? And you're like, what do you say to them at that point?
But there's a lot of yellow like in people's garb, and it does usually like they'll do a good job of doing something to it to where it is obvious that it's not
like a full
like
tunic
there's
or
maybe
a sash. They'll not do that. I haven't seen anybody do that.
The heralds have like their own herald thing that they've made, and it doesn't really look like
translate as hard.
Yeah, it doesn't translate as a hard I'm a herald. It translates as it could be regular garb. I think there was a point in time when they weren't allowed to wear yellow, and I'm not like 100% on this because I don't have the history, but I believe I've heard that there was a point in time when it was you couldn't wear yellow, and you could only have a herald wear yellow.
Reach out to us if anybody's
if somebody knows
also,
the truth.
If anybody has a good idea to back that up for like a specific color or pattern, like somebody has like something that pops in your mind that's brilliant, like they always have meetings and stuff. Like the Book of War does get changed. So like if it's a really good idea and it would be for safety and it would be like an easy
or even if it was just like yellow and it had an H on it. You know what I mean? Like if it was yellow, like if you wanted to make it your own thing, but if it was all yellow and then maybe it just has part of the thing about it is it just has a big
black spot. Something identifiable.
Or blue or red or like something that makes it different and pop.
I don't know. And then I know why they use yellow because that's easily accessible. Like think of how many Herald stuffs is just you've seen that it's just a cut strip of fabric that got tied together. No, not shame in the game. You got to make them. You got to do what you got to do.
What's in your budget and what's in your time crunch and your skill set? No.
Exactly. So I'm not knocking it, but that's easily accessible. But like getting a pattern or a specific something else specifically, I guess it's an extra step in there. But yeah, I agree. Like it's hard to tell. Like I've seen Heralds get hit.
Yeah, they do. Some of that too is just complete accident as well. Like that's just part of that's part. Or somebody moves at the last second and a Herald is right behind them. Mm-hmm. That's happened to me so many times. And I'll be shooting for somebody and at the last second they'll like go forward or they'll go backwards and unbeknownst to me, right behind this tall person was a shorter Herald.
Have you ever hit
a photographer? They are.
I haven't hit a photographer, but man, I'd be sad if I hit somebody's camera.
I don't think I've hit a photographer. I think it's only ever been an actual Herald. But yeah, you guys were crazy with the hot takes. Those were insane. Are you ready to do your hot take?
I'll do one first. You want to do back and
do
forth?
yours. Let's start with yours because I just have one. Well,
okay. I have a safety one.
Let's do your hot take, yeah.
I have a safety one, and I feel like somebody else also said this somewhere in the post because I feel like this is a take that a lot of people share. So maybe it's not super hot. It's like, this is your lukewarm starter Campbell's soup hot take. Okay. Which is just that I think that plastic eye pro should kind of be mandatory for the game. Like, I don't always wear it because you don't make me, but I'm also one of the kids like, you shit to me. So I'm being honest, full disclosure. But like the worst I've had, well, okay, not the worst, but I've had, things scrape your eye. Yeah. I've seen people like take really hard hits, like Cinder. Cinder had that really bad hit to their eye.
Like a couple Olympics ago, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And these things happen, and I feel like that's like I think it's also comes from my like when I pick up the bow and arrow, I'm so afraid of that bounce back knock hit to an eye, somebody's eye, just because it happened to somebody. That was like one of the first LARP injuries I heard. So that's my like spooky story I heard when I was a child. Like this is my LARP phobia now. Oh, somebody gave me that one when I started.
As an archer. So I'm a person that does not wear glasses. Mm-hmm. I don't have glasses. I like wearing my sunglasses. So if there
plastic though, the metal ones.
Yeah,
I feel like people
if there was some kind of, they made it mandatory and there was some kind of option that was sunglasses, I would like that. But if they were like, you have to wear these specific ones, I think part of the not appeal of it is it does kind of like break the immersion too.
I agree with that.
Because I know people have hot takes about sunglasses too.
Okay, yeah. People have first off. Yeah, I don't stand up. No, I'm joking. Excuse me.
Oh no, we're gonna
Instagram on my back. I activated because somebody had a comment about my my ones with the birds on them. You know what I mean?
I remember this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so mad about it.
Let me take a picture.
Take a picture of them. Okay, these are the sunglasses in question. So
I'm gonna use this.
Now I was not on the field with these. So first off, they have metal rims. So no, I was not on the field with them. I don't wear metal sunglasses on the field anymore because I learned
it's not safe. Yeah,
no. I took a hit with metal sunglasses on, and you'll only do that once. I feel like I was just walking around fully in garb in sunglasses. I feel like it was Gedden. It was super bright.
I think it was Gedden because I think you stopped and told me about it. I was like later you were like, I think you were by the tournament field and you were wearing it. And I'm like, oh, and I love your glasses. And you were like, well, somebody was shitty about them, and I was like, oh my god, I think you told me that.
I was so shocked that somebody felt the need to be like, I was walking down and that somebody was like, told somebody, I'm like, I like your sunglasses. They're like, oh, do you like mine? I was being goofy, right?
Yeah.
And somebody else, I guess because I opened up the floor, somebody decided to have a really strong opinion and told me they're like, well, they're not period accurate. And I'm like, what sunglasses are? I didn't know the peasantry had sunglasses back in the day. Like, do we get like little rock Flintstone things where it comes out to like?
I just saw something. This is like totally random. I saw something recently that was like people that lived in the North Pole or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like they made their own sunglasses, but they were like a little slit in like
that makes
something. Yeah,
and it's like an eyeliner trick whenever like in the desert. Like,
so people been doing it.
Yeah, and this brings me to my.
We got to make those.
This brings me to my point. Okay, I'm not trying to sound some kind of way, but some people's eyes are more sensitive than others. Like, you might think like it's no big deal to have a pair of sunglasses, but I have somewhat, I can get away with it. I'm not going to sit there and say like, oh, I'll get a headache every time. But if I start getting a headache, I want those sunglasses. And I know some people, if they're outside more than 10 minutes without sunglasses and it's a full bright day, they're not having a good time anymore. Now, granted, on the field, I believe plastic rims, because one hit with metal is not, I mean, anything can happen then. But if they're plastic, I don't even care if they're the most outrageous fisherman crazy, but you know what I mean? The multicolored one.
Yeah,
like, I don't care
the sports
how
glasses.
modern they are. They could be the most modern thing in the world. I'm like, you know what? Just deal with it. It's a game.
It's hot. It's sunny. We can't see.
We can't see.
We're doing our best. It's not.
We got to draw a line. If you really,
this isn't a reenactment sport. This isn't a reenactment sport.
If you want it to that level, just go to the SCA.
There are places
for the SCA. You can hand stitch everything. You can have your full immersion, and there's other places, but it's like there's a line.
I don't think Belagarth is necessarily like we're not going for like completely realistic. We're going for
there's a level of immersion.
We want to fight and we want to have fun, and like
and if that's what you need, you're going to be upset.
Yeah, a lot. It's not a reenactment place. It's like if you went to like a Civil War.
I don't remember the Goblin Wars back in the Middle Ages, but I really prefer to have Goblin Wars, so I like our version better.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
All right, what's your hot take?
Okay, I have.
Hot take for a minute.
Okay. Actually, this one might take a minute too.
Let's do it.
I put a lot of thought into this. This one, I do actually feel pretty like passionate about this one.
Nice.
My hot take is about the arts and sciences competitions.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of.
You see me seasoned.
Yeah, well, so I'm a huge fan of the arts and sciences.
I know you are.
I think this is really awesome. I think that having a place to showcase everybody's art is like, and it always seems like that's the goal, is to showcase everybody's art. I think that, and there may be places that do this, but I have not seen it yet. But I would really like to see kind of like a shift of how the judging works, instead of being like a first, second, third hierarchy situation where everybody's kind of put against each other. What I think should be done, so in a perfect world, if I was in charge of everything and I was running the show, the thing that I would suggest switching to is, so I looked it up, and it's called the Danish system for judging. Yeah. That's cool, because I wrote it down so that I could give you the definition so that I could explain it well. But basically, it is an evaluation method that scores projects against a preset standard of perfection rather than comparing them directly to other entries.
Ooh.
Because it isn't competitive, every participant who meets the minimum requirements can earn an award, and there are no limits to the number of top-tier ribbons awarded. But there is always there's always like a grand champion or a champion where you can have a first, second, third based on your number scoring.
I like that. Okay.
And so how this works in my head. So one of the pros.
Yeah, let you cook, because my brain's cooking.
I got some notes. I wrote some stuff down. It's pro-educational, which is what I've seen written a lot in the feedback I've gotten personally, and you did too.
I appreciate my feedback.
The focus is educational because it focuses on like specific goals and the individual's improvement in a very tangible way.
Like almost putting out like, okay, so like if you're going to take like a final or something like that, you beforehand, your rubric, what you're going to be graded on.
Yeah. So in a perfect world, knowing that this competition was going to be happening, there would be a standard rubric.
I like that.
And it would be, this is your judging sheet. This is how you're going to be judged so that you know. And then you could present your project in that way.
Well, like, so a sewing project would obviously, like, a high thing on there would be your stitching.
Exactly.
Like, or difficulty. Ooh, that would be another great category.
There could be a lot of things. And I think also one of the important things that this kind of addresses is just kind of bringing it back. Like, this is supposed to be a fun way to share our stuff together.
Yeah.
And celebrate everybody's work together. It's not a tournament where we're all fighting against each other.
You're so right.
It's a display of all we've done and to show how we're doing.
I want to get like a little.
And to celebrate the artists.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I want to get like a little bit deeply personal as a person who gets really okay. So when I make things, very rarely do I ever show people anything in the middle, because the feedback in
it can change everything.
It can change everything, and I want it to be like what I fully intend and go through the process myself a lot. And I'm a little bit older, a little bit wiser now, and I take it a little bit water off the back a little bit better. But when I was younger, it definitely probably would have discouraged me. Say I entered things multiple times, right? And you never place. It's hard these days because there's not a whole lot of validation that artists get out there in the universe right now. A lot of the artist jobs we know are threatened right now. A lot of just even people who casually just want to get into it.
It should be a confidence encouraging space.
Exactly.
It should be a place to build artists. Your confidence.
Yeah. And that's why I think this is brilliant because I feel like it would encourage some of our artists that have are just starting out, because I feel like there's so many people out there who have an artistic eye or desire, but it's so vulnerable to, especially when you're first starting out, to put yourself out there and show people your work. Because if you just started making art 3 months ago, you are not going to put out the art that somebody's been doing for 10 years. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be matched up against that.
One of the other things that I wrote down here is that, and I'm just going to use myself as an example. I am not a professional crafter in any way.
But you make
I really enjoy making stuff. And so I've made a few things, and I make belt flags, and I know I'm not going to ever win. But
I don't know.
Knowing that, no, there's no way. There are so many way more people that have more time to devote to learning a craft. I don't have the time to sit I have that's children.
I just discourage competing or entries. I agree. I want to see people's cool shit.
It totally does though. I look at the shit I make and I go, yeah, this is a funny belt flag, but if I enter this into arts and sciences, it's not going to win first place. There's no point. So what's the point? So this is kind of where I'm at on that. Is it also reduces the comparing ourselves to each other.
Yeah.
So we're
comparing to a standard.
Yes, we're comparing to a single standard of did you sew this very well? Are all your lines very nice and straight? And I think it just makes us stop comparing ourselves to each other as much, which I think is already something we all kind of just do. And I love
that. Collaborative art instead of competitive art.
I agree. But while I'm talking about all the positives, I did write down some negatives to this system because I don't think
Let's be realistic. Yeah,
I don't think it's fair to be oh, this is a perfect system and we should do what I say because I'm the boss and everybody should listen to me.
We should just do what Prim says because she's really smart.
You should listen to me because you agree with me. You should not listen to me because
we're going to start a cult. We're just going to follow Prim around.
But no, so seriously though, there's there are some negatives to it. So one of the negatives, which is a negative in just judging in general, is that the people judging could be more critical, less critical.
Yeah.
That's okay, I think. However, and it could fluctuate between events. The other thing about it is that it does, and I can, as I was talking about it in my head to myself, I could hear
myself as I was talking in my head to myself.
I could hear the troll response of, well, that's just a participation trophy to everybody that's participating in the thing.
Oh, are they coming for us millennials?
Yeah, I could hear it.
I swear to God, I'm I don't want to hear about participation trophies anymore.
With that, I think the reasoning against that though is if you still have a grand champion or an official first place, you're still giving it to the person that scored the highest.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I think there should be, if we did this system, you do that, have your rankings, and then have a Miss Congeniality People's Choice.
You could.
I always like one populist vote.
I love that. I think that I didn't think of that, and
and that balances it. I feel that balances because I feel sometimes the appreciation from a craftsman is different than appreciation from the layman's. A person who's walking through and has never sewn anything will really appreciate the styling of something. But somebody who creates things will be oh my God, look at the structure of this. It's a different appreciation.
And I could see the other piece of this. So because I'm a logistics thinking person. So let's say I was putting this on and let's say I was okay, we're going to give, let's say, I'm just going to make up arbitrary numbers right now. Let's say the scores are from 1 to 100.
Right.
Let's say if you get 80 or above score, you get a blue ribbon, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Okay, how many blue ribbons do I need to provide now?
Bell curve.
No bell curve. Just how many do I have to give? And then let's say from 80 to 60 is your red ribbon. So that's your next level.
Yeah.
And then after that,
blue,
maybe
red, green.
Yeah, most of them do blue, red, and white, in 4-H and stuff.
And that's a really good system because people care a lot.
It turns out people are very passionate about 4-H.
I don't know if y'all have heard about some of these stories that have been coming out of the 4-H fairgrounds, and the horse shows recently, but people be taking this stuff seriously.
Dude, the goats apparently are where the drama is at. That's what I heard. Dude, that's what I heard. Okay, straight up.
I thought it was bunny drama.
Man. Oh, there's bunny drama. Dude, there's drama in everything in 4-H. Anyways, this is totally sidebar. I did get to watch some of how the judging happens. They judge it in front of you.
Oh.
And personally, I think
4 for a flippy tail.
I think we should do that.
3.
I think we should do that.
Then you get your feedback right there.
I think being able to talk to people in person would be a positive thing. I don't know, maybe someday I'll have the time to devote to helping coordinate arts and sciences. But anyways, the summary is somebody should put me in charge of arts and sciences one time so we can test this theory and see what people think.
Motion.
I will say one more thing before I end.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I could see is people saying a con is the cost to make all those ribbons. However, I, being the person that I am, looked up online how much it costs to make those ribbons.
She's like, I got an Amazon account too, bitch.
I can tell you right now,
it ain't that much.
I would front that cost. Yeah, I would front that cost. You could make them custom, you could make them not, and either way...
I still love a blue ribbon, that's all I'm saying.
They can say they did that. They even make some that are just a little
small... ribbon. I like a little thin ribbon belt flag. I do love those.
No, we could totally make some that are I've seen the ones, so Silly Goose Garbs makes them where they braid a strip.
Oh yeah, they're gorgeous.
You could just make a blue. Yeah, you could just make a blue 3D print a little coin that sits attached to the top. Says blue ribbon, whatever year, blah 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 thing. Throw it on your belt. Now you have a thing. Fantastic. Doesn't take up a lot of space. Take scrap fabric to make.
Exactly. And you know what?
We could make it work.
I agree. And somebody could make it work though, because I've started noticing that the longer I'm in the sport, when I first joined the sport, I was like, I'm probably never gonna have a belt, so I can just moderate your expectations, right? Now I'm super stoked that I have I think I finally have too many belt flags.
I'm starting to get that way.
And it's a really proud moment because I'm this, and it's not I have super crazy accomplishments that I'm throwing my belt flag, but I have things I love. I got ACAB and I got Dunlin and I have Game Face on here. And
now and
I have the things I love. But at the same time, I'm well, now I don't have any room for extras. And I know there's a lot of people out there that some people run out here in kilts because they got so many belt flags on.
You can also retire some. I feel you can retire some eventually too. I think some people
pick which ones they want for which events. So I have a tiny.
All right, I'm ready.
I have a tiny bit of fighting. So here's the deal.
Oh, well, shit.
Okay, we're all playing a game, and I know that, and everybody tries to play their own game their own way, and I don't try to interfere in many people's games for many reasons. But this is one thing that I will straight up do, and I'm not a great fighter, so I'll go embarrass myself to do this. I will, and I have.
So
I will embarrass myself. That's one thing. If you're around me, you ever see me about, don't think I won't go embarrass myself, because I will. But when you get newbies show up to the field, and you maybe have somebody in your realm, or you're somewhere else, and I think we all know what I'm saying when I say a newbie hunter. Newbie hunters are out there, and we've all seen it. We all know it. And we all and I've seen a lot of people sit off to the side and go, I can't believe they're doing that. They just keep trying to go after that. That person's only been to 3 practices, and they've gone up and tried to line up on them how many times, right? Don't just say it. Go out there and start fighting that person. Be like, you want to fight me, bro? Because here's the deal. I think everybody loves the sport. We all want to see it grow. But how would you feel if when you, and I'm sure this is some of y'all's story.
This is similar to the,
and I'm sure that
the judging.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is the same kind of thing. It's discouraging.
It's not discouraging. I don't want to discourage growth. Handle that newbie hunter in your own realm. You don't have to be the park leader and have to be over you shouldn't be newbie. You don't go point your finger in somebody's face.
I'd just be like, are you having fun?
Yeah, right.
Are you having fun? Is that fun for you?
Steal Prim's line and do that. Don't go assume a position of authority if you do not have the authority.
It's the perfect response. Are you having fun?
Are you having fun beating? Yeah. But don't let people go out there and feed their own ego on the newer players and they won't and then they won't go up against that drives me nuts. That's the one bone I can't pick. If you've been in this sport 10 years and you can't, and some of them can't lose to a new player.
No.
If they lose to somebody who's and then they'll hunt them for the rest of the time. And if I see you do that, I'm going to tell you what, if you've ever done that and you think, oh, nobody noticed, your park noticed.
No,
your park noticed.
Yeah.
And so don't be that person. Don't be the person who can't lose against somebody who's new. Because guess what?
It's not that
there is an element of luck to this. We are all going out there and having fun. You could be the best fighter in the world. And I've seen amazing fighters on a field line. And you know what? You don't see that shot. You cannot be omniscient. Fighting is an unpredictable thing. And there's always somewhat an element of luck. Maybe that person throws a shot that you're really good at defending against and you have an answer for it. Maybe that one person picked the one thing on a whim that you weren't prepared for, even though you're one of the best fighters in the entire sport. Humble yourself. We're playing a game.
There really needs to be, and like this was a hot take I thought about too, was like people take it too seriously.
Yeah.
And like
we're supposed to be having fun.
It's a game. We're supposed to be all having fun. We're not, it's not even like we're supposed to be having fun. We're supposed to be making sure everybody else is having fun.
Bottom line is
having fun.
Your fun time should not override someone else's fun time.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not trying to sit there and say if somebody starts being out of pocket, go deal with it. Okay, we're not talking about the outliers.
Or a sore loser. Like that happens too. Like, but you got to talk to those people and you got to be like, hey, it's not that deep, bro. Like it's just fun.
Fun.
We're having fun. We're not gonna win every time.
Put your worth in your effort, not in your placement.
You should care about how you make people feel.
Yeah,
ultimately. I can't remember where I heard that. People won't remember what you did or how many tournaments you won or all the awards you won or like anything, but they're gonna remember how you made them feel.
Yes.
In those moments, and I think that's something I heard that a long time ago, and I try to keep that kind of like
that's
always
a good thing
in the back of my mind.
It really is. And like I said, there were many parts of my life that I was not as social as I am now, and I can understand trying to bridge the gap and trying to get into things where you feel a sense of accomplishment in, and I can understand going into the sport and really your biggest tether to all of this is I fight. And for those people who go out there and put the effort in and practice and work moves. I mean, there are definitely people out here who have regiments that should be respected. Take pride in your effort, not in your placement, because at the end of the day, nobody can take away the hours and the things that you have done. But remember, there's always that element of chance. So don't take it too hard, because it's heartbreaking to see someone go out there, lose something that they thought there was no way they were going to lose.
Yeah.
And then they have attitude. And then the person they're going up against, it's like, how is that person supposed to feel? Like, and when you're throwing a tantrum, like that's a lot.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. I saw somebody throw a tantrum in a tournament, like threw their gloves on the ground. Like
people get hot. Oh, there's so many things about like tournaments that I'm like
grain of salt.
Tournaments. This was actually. I hope I can remember this correctly. Somebody actually said this too, and I almost put this as one of the things. But tournaments are open to anyone, but they're not for everyone.
Yes, that was.
And somebody said that, and I was like, I enjoyed doing tournaments when I first started. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I want to see where I stack up against the group because I want to know, and it's a thing to do. And I've done tournaments. That is what it is. That's it. And I didn't enjoy them. I don't know.
One thing like fighting, your arts and science, your social skills, where everything. Not one thing should define your Bella Garth experience.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. That's where the difficulty lies in, and everybody comes from different mindsets and has different. Like I've said before, people have different amounts of what this means to them, and I try to always consider that, and I try to always give people grace. Like I said, I crashed out the last day of Geddon. Like if you tried to talk to me, I would have went like, hi. You know what I mean? That's not an accurate representation of who I am. And that person that was on Saturday doing that tournament got hot and got frustrated. And I cried. I cried after a tournament. I did. And I wasn't crying as a person. But it's like you have so much adrenaline and it just runs through you. And it's a high emotional thing. But I do like that statement of like tournaments aren't, they're open to everyone, but they're not,
No, and like I think knowing when it's not your thing. A tournament environment doesn't.
You still are in Bella Garth, even if you aren't a fighter.
Do anything
don't
for me.
Do tournaments. You are still valid in the community.
Every time I did one, I think the only time I really felt really good about doing one was the Olympics one, the second year I did it, because
Olympics is good like that though.
It was the particular tournament I did, which was an archery tournament, because I'm not good at anything else, but I did the archery tournament and I felt like it was I felt like it was an accurate representation of my actual skill set.
Yeah, and I do agree with that, but I also I disagree that you don't do anything else well, because you like first time I would say like all of Denland's social media is handled by Pram, like she's always
there's not
down
a tournament
for the entire community.
There's not a tournament for that.
Like no, there's not a tournament. There isn't a tournament for what you bring, but Dunland wouldn't be what it is without you. So to say like, oh, I'm gonna go archery, it's I'm not gonna stand for it. I just can't stand for it. Okay. I'm not even gonna stand for it.
Don't talk like that about my friend.
Don't talk about Prim that way.
It's so true that and I think a lot of us are like that. Like I'm very bad about this. I know a lot of people are too though. Like we're our own biggest critics in a lot of these things, and I think my energies were better served. Like, I skipped the last tournament for archery again for a couple of logistical reasons, but I tried not to be upset about it because I was like, I have a lot of other fun stuff going on that I think my energy is better spent thinking about. So,
and in that vein,
it evens out.
Yeah, and in that vein, you especially and other people, I'm very sure of, remember, we're hard enough on ourselves in our real, like, I don't want to say real, but in our everyday lives, in general, without taking it to our fun times. Don't judge yourself down when we're doing the things that we love. We already have to deal with all of that in the real world and real world consequences. Like, don't be hard on yourself whenever this is the time for fun. I know it means a lot to us. When something means a lot to you, it puts that pressure on, but try not to let that erode away at your fun times.
That's a good point. I like that. There's been many hot takes.
I know.
Do you have more hot takes?
I do.
Okay, let's go through we gotta hit some more of these hot takes.
Okay, so I have another one. I'm not gonna say that this doesn't exist already, but I would like to see it more fleshed out. I love weird stuff, just in general.
Yeah.
Love weird stuff. So weird weapons, the better. Now, I'm gonna say this and I'm not gonna take it to any one specific event, but I feel like there should be a general vibe of, if I don't know how to check it, don't just pass it on. Pass it on to somebody who maybe knows. And I understand that there's different situations that happen, but weapon diversification, people making cool, different stuff, and us allowing it, as long as it's safe.
Like, so give me give me some examples of what you mean.
Like,
to clarify.
So there's been a lot of weapons that I've seen out there. So I'm like, so I can see a 10-foot glaive with a blade on it and a hilt guard toward the end. Okay. So I see all of that, like, where you could absolutely hook people, but I see people's axes and hammers getting failed all the time for like entrapment and other things. And I'm like, how is a glaive that's at the end of a 10-foot pole, and then it even have the cross guard, not back toward them at all. It's way at the top. So how you're going to tell me that somebody who's 10 feet away from another person with a pole, and it has that hilt, that guard on it, has better control of a person who has two hands on a hammer or a two-handed axe? And I'm just saying that specifically is just one example. And I'm not trying to like come down on weapon checkers, because I know that all of our weapon checkers are volunteers. And we always got to back our volunteers. So like, if somebody's volunteering their time, you got to stand behind them as the lead of weapon checkers. I get all that. I'm not trying to like come out on any person in particular. I'm just trying to throw this out into the ethos so that people will think about it. Let's think about it. You know what I mean? And I feel like, let's not stifle weapon creativity. Let's always be safe. I absolutely agree. But like, don't tell me that this is this whenever I've seen this.
I think if a design is going to be failed, I think there needs to be a group. Like, it can't be one person saying this fails. There needs to be more of like,
because I volunteers for weapons check, and to be honest, I'm not going to know every single letter of the book lore. I don't know everything. I might have to control F some stuff. I might have to lean on somebody who has more wisdom than me. I mean, obviously there's certain things that are easier to check. Like, I could definitely do a whole line of like, like blues and grays, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just saying, like, let's be like, don't immediately, because you don't know, go, no, and fail it. Just like, maybe go to the head of weapons check. Make sure there's always a person that somebody can ask a question in weapons check. Like I said, this could very well happen at your thing. I'm not trying to come to
I think there's a lot of there's a lot of standard fails, but if you're gonna fail something based on the design of it, you're not familiar with it.
It's not because it's new.
It's not a standard stick shape, right? Like, it's different. You're not a straight line.
The kukri. Do you know how many weapons checkers have like,
they look at it
kukri and they're like,
I don't know.
And they turn to me and they're like, where's the striking service? And I'm like, all of it.
I think utilizing a team of people instead of just like one person. I think for stuff that's weird, they should like all be like, hey, let's like.
There's nothing wrong with not making the call in the moment and going like, hey, let me get somebody who's done this more or maybe has more knowledge. Like, just don't fail something because you don't understand. And I feel like, because like I said, I love to see weapon diversity, and I also want to see less 10-foot glaives. My hot take.
Same. Hate that.
Does anybody want to hear about how I hate 10-foot glaives in general? I am done with these freaking Whitney poles out here. I'm so done with that. I'm like, but it's fine. Everything has a counter unless they have a giant freaking shoulder shield on and they're doing it at the same time. Never mind. Okay, I'm fine. I'm not upset.
They don't have a personal reason.
And I don't. It's fine. And I absolutely absolutely have not been killed repeatedly by somebody with a glaive. This is not personal.
Of North. Never has that happened in the history of ever, actually, at all.
Okay.
Oh my God. Do you have more?
I do.
Yes.
Do we want to do? Okay. So
yes.
There's one hot take that I've seen thrown around, not only on the post, but other people have said it too, and I don't know how I feel about it. It makes me feel really uncomfortable because I'm like,
just for that one.
Because I'm like, it does sound like it would be true, but I don't want it to be. So it's like I feel my own personal like, don't do it. Okay. So instead of slashing damage, it should just do piercing damage arrow. Because then armor would count. People have said this.
Yeah.
People have said this, and I'm like, I can see their argument. I don't love it because as an archer, I'm like, I already hate that you have a helmet.
Your helmet's a bitch and I hate it.
Yeah, helmet's a bitch and I hate it. So you know what I mean? Like, it's just like
to my face without a helmet.
I'm just saying, like, people always want to have the archer argument. It's pretty much it's the same old what do we do about the archers conversation.
Yeah.
That's everybody always wants to nerf archers somehow. But the thing is, if you nerf the archers, then the glaives and the spears are going to and they're already everywhere. So I don't know why there's so much archer hate whenever half the line is
they're like,
spears and glaives anymore.
So I will, as an archer, I've listened to all of what you guys have said, and somebody, I don't remember who said it, but somebody's like explanation was like they wanted to have some battles where there were no archers because
I've heard this.
They're not because
it's
then
more
it's
fun
not
when
in the
there's
back
no
of
projectiles.
Yeah, it's not in the back of their mind. They're focused on the fighting part that they're
That's
doing.
called night fights.
Yeah, you have night
so
fights.
hateful.
Like,
Look at me.
Yeah, no, you know what? Hey, you know what? I was gonna be on their side, but you're fucking right.
It's called night fights.
Yeah,
you get to do that all night fights where you don't have the overlong things and you don't have projectiles.
I get it though.
So where do the archers go if we don't go to the field?
They don't have to.
We can't 1v1 you if you only arch. That's all we have, bitches.
They've got this thing in the back of their mind that they're thinking about, or they forget about it and then they feel like they got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think sometimes people think if an archer hits you, they feel stupid because an archer hit them.
Don't feel
and it was
stupid.
like you weren't thinking about the archer. And it's not being stupid. Just sometimes
you just look everywhere.
It's a moment of it's a real, like in a real battle. Which again,
nobody says, hey, I'm gonna shoot you.
There's no real battles anymore like this anyways. So take this with
So
like,
when does Bellegarth go to drone?
I get why they feel like, oh no, I got, but like at the same time, it's like
it's no different than that
you're not
spearman
really
slipping under your shield and getting you right there. It's no different. It's no different.
It's not just like, oh, I'm
just farther away
like,
from you.
Do you not think about how like, oh, that person had to like aim at me while I was moving around and like. You gotta not be sore losers.
Stop being sore losers about
you gotta,
arrows.
and that's maybe a hot take too. To really have fun, you gotta be okay with losing sometimes. Like you're not gonna be good every time. You actually every time you die, you get to come back. Did you know that? Did you know you?
It's not for real.
Every time you play, like
Dude,
you actually get to
dead
read.
since Geddon.
You get to come back. So you don't get to just fight one time. You get to come back and like fight again in like maybe a different scenario.
Oh my god.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Thank God the game's not over.
It's just a game. It's way more fun if you stop doing that.
So there's one other hot take that I saw online that I kind of like, okay, it kind of feeds into one of my other hot takes that I feel like it's like a combo. It's like a linked combo, right? Okay. So somebody said that cross gaming is ruining things. And I
remember them saying that.
I 50% agree because there's a sufficient force conversation that needs to be had too. Because
we're
with
definitely
the old
talking Amtgard versus Bellegarth.
Yes. Yeah. Do you go to beer?
You know what? Let's take a beer break.
We're gonna take a beer break. Hold up for a beer.
Okay. That was a pickle and beer break.
Yeah, it was important. It was much needed. So the conversation we're having is like sufficient force. And with the change in weapons, sufficient force for a weapon that is older tech and a weapon that is newer tech, I feel like it's different. Just the amount of impact you're going to get from the weight, I mean, like it's physics, right? So at what point do we say that what is sufficient force? Like I understand, I'm fine with being hauled app hit. I come back with bruises. I'm not trying to sit there and say, don't hit me and I don't like it.
And on the opposite of that, I will take light. If you felt it, it was a hit.
Yeah, but that's not the same. So it's like this game comes down to so much personal honor and who you're fighting.
Yeah.
Every situation is different. There's no way to like blanket all of this. And with the cross gaming, and that's why I bring it back to the cross gaming. And I feel like cross gaming makes all of that conversation so much more difficult. I feel like now that we've been in it for a little bit longer and we're starting to like get when newer players come in, and like you feel a certain responsibility at this point, right? So when newer players come in, we're like trying to explain the game, trying to give them what they'll expect, you know what I mean? Trying to like, because all we want is for the sport to
You
grow.
have to explain the first game, first of all. It's overwhelming to come to them and be like, but actually there's 5,000 different kinds of LARP. So like with cross gaming, I think the really weird part is it's helpful. I think it makes just the combat sports thing more inclusive to all people. Okay?
Yeah.
Like
I
in
understand.
general. I think if people don't want to get hit as hard, that's fine. You've got a game for that.
Yeah, I agree with
You
that.
got a game for that.
There
That's
is lightest
fantastic.
touch games. There
Yeah.
are. And I
But
don't,
if you want to get hit a little harder, you want it
or you don't mind it.
or you don't mind it, or you like that. Like I never thought I would be a person that was like, hit me, come at
Yeah,
me, like
right.
stand up to a person much bigger than me. Never thought that'd be the case, but I have found that I will do that. Like
Yeah.
I will shield kick someone.
Yeah, but I had
I
swing
will,
inhibition
like-
when I first started.
Yeah.
Like swinging on your friends and stuff. Like when I first started, it was so like counterintuitive, right? Like you don't hurt your friends, you don't touch your friends, you don't shield kick your friends, right? In your brain. And I'm not saying you don't. You really do shield kick friends because it's hilarious.
It feels
shield
really
kick
good.
your friend. It is good and it is fun to get rough with your friends and stuff like that. But I do agree with like cross gaming, and then like I can see like a lot of people from like Amtgard feel that cross gaming is difficult for them because like some people don't stick with it.
Or just remembering
Amtgard
the
is more
rules.
complicated.
Remembering the rules.
And
Yeah.
the rules in between and everything. And so then we have hurt feelings because one thing's legal here and it is very difficult to go in between the games. Like that's the one thing. Whenever I started over here, I will go dibble dabble with the Amtgard, but I really don't hit it too hard because I'm so bell minded and I don't have the skills to necessarily always pull my shots the way I should. I'm not calibrated for Amtgard in any way.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to people who play Amtgard and who are expecting those lightest touch hits for me to just go off and go like, hey, you want to look like a Dalmatian?
Yeah. I think cross gaming is good for keeping just combat sports alive in
I agree.
general,
I agree.
based on your area. So like, let's say like you prefer Bell rules, but you only have an Amtgard realm like
Yeah.
30, you have an Amtgard realm like 30 minutes away, or you have a Belgarth realm like
An hour
2
away.
hours away. Go to the 30-minute practice.
the
Like it's not
practice.
that hard.
It's not that deep. It's not that different. Yeah.
Play by their rules then, and then when you can,
But learn,
like
go and be mindful and learn. Go learn the rules of the park you go to.
you just-
Remember, always
yeah.
respect the park you're playing at.
And I think people don't want to. They want one set of rules for everything. They don't want to have to think.
Oh, me too. But I
I
can't
get
have
it,
everything I
yeah,
want.
but you can't. Yeah, you can't have everything you want. And
No.
if you want to keep,
And that would be boring in the end. There's so many really cool games.
you also
out
can
there.
just choose to not play that game. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
don't
like,
make it your
but, like,
primary.
there's
Like,
other games. There's like Dystopia Rising and
which is completely different.
that's
Yeah, like,
completely
all
different. You know what I mean?
completely
Like I don't know how to Nerf gun LARP. You know what I mean? Not that I don't want to, but I'm just saying. It just
There's
learn.
a lot
Like,
of
gotta
things,
learn your
yeah.
park and stuff. Okay, I got two more.
different. Oh shit. Okay.
I got
Oh my
two
God.
more real quick. Okay, bats versus flats.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. I got really mad. That was unnecessary. I'm so sorry. I got
There was
really.
a visual
Wow.
reaction.
Okay. So, okay. I need a bat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if you want me to play at all, I need a bat. I am not very good. I need training wheels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bats are
Like,
good for training wheels.
I need training wheels to just get hand motions correct.
Yeah.
I need that. Like,
I feel like there should be a bonus
Just-
for hitting with a flat on the edge, though. I feel
It
like there
looks-
should be
yeah.
an incentive.
yeah.
I feel like a bat versus a flat shouldn't be the same. I mean, like, do I want to get too granular about it? Am I going to stop playing Belgarth if they don't change this? No.
No.
But I feel like there should be some form of recognition to actually using like a blade away a blade operates instead of
Yeah.
a club. You know what I mean?
For sure.
As I constantly play with the clubs, so don't come for me in the comments,
Anyways.
okay? Okay, the last one I
get
really
it.
want to talk about that like is super fresh
Oh,
for
no.
me, and I'm like I don't understand why this is happening, and it's kind of a little irksome, and I don't know how the rest of the greater LARPing and the way we consider LARPing community feels about this,
Okay.
but
We're gonna find out.
people using the term LARP for like when a creator cosplays another creator.
Hold on, like the slang.
Yes, I'm gonna look this up. LARP, the slang that people are using now to like they live action role play as another creator or as a celebrity. They're not calling it like acting or impersonating.
Are you ready? For people that don't know, like some people don't have young kids or whatever that are saying this right now, but the internet slang right now is LARP, an acronym for live action roleplay, is used as an insult to describe someone who is fake, a poser, or pretending to be something they are not. Calling someone a LARPer implies they are putting on a performative act or lying about their lifestyle. The slang term has completely evolved from its original gaming roots to become a popular everyday call out online.
And it just burns my biscuits.
I don't like that. We already have role models like fucking doing the worst against us, guys. Like, we're already, the deck is already stacked. Like, we're already fucking losers. Like, why? Why? Like, let us have this one fucking thing. Like, please.
And now it's the definition of people who are
like
fake.
Being lame. Like, stop. We're not lame. We're really cool.
The children's stop I'm sending them to the mine. I'm sending them to the mine.
They yearn for the Mayans.
My child yearns for the Mayans. I'll send them all.
They want to work. Let them. I do though. I hate that. And I think somebody said this too. I think somebody said like people using the term LARP is like lame. Like it sucks.
Right? And like, but what other name do we use, team? And I don't want to give it up.
No, it says what we do.
I'm like, there's nothing more gut punching than the children's coming.
This goes back to like the thought of like people yucking other people's yum. Like, stop doing that. It's not fun. Like, if you get your enjoyment from like shitting on other people's fun, like you're a lame person.
Lame.
You're dumb.
Lame-o.
You're very dumb. That is dumb. I hate that, actually.
I hate that for you.
I hate that for you because despite you trying to use that as like
I'm still gonna do it. We're all still gonna be doing this.
We're still having them, like, we're having more fun than you, and you can be mad about that.
I know.
That's the other thing.
Like the loneliest, grumpiest people online comment on posts on LARPing. Like,
whenever somebody is like arguing with me and then they go, well, at least I don't play pretend. I was like, dude, I'm having way more fun than you.
Of course you're not, you whimsical bitch.
I'm having the most fun. I've tried to like.
I'm sorry, I'm not watching the 25th season of American Idol.
I'm too. Well, hold on.
My bad.
Hold on. Calm down. I like that show.
Oh, no.
Calm down. I like. That's the thing for other people though. Like that's the thing. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'm not going on the American Idol post and being like, you guys all suck.
I'm gonna use my mom. My mom will.
Your mummy?
Straight up never listen to this. She will never hear this. But I remember quite a while back, early on, I was coming out to her about what I do and telling her like how fun this is. And then as this slowly absorbed more of my life, I had to like explain to her. And I don't think she meant anything mean about it. Like, I don't think she was trying to be mean. I think she just doesn't understand. And I'm okay with that. But she was like, so I just wish you'd have like a different hobby.
Ouch.
I know. And you know what? I said that kind of like a bitch. I'm sorry, Mom, if you are actually ever listening to this, but you never will. I know you never will. But she said that, and I remember being like, Mom, you do the same thing.
You're just
like,
LARPing cowboys.
You LARP cowboys. That's literally what I told her. I was like, you LARP cowboys, Mom. Like, for context, my mom goes camping with their horses. They have horses, and they have a camper dedicated to these horses that has a place for the horses to live in transport inside of the camper, which is very nice. They've spent
those horses might
more money than I can even think about on this trailer. Just the trailer.
Horses is so expensive.
They've spent more money on the trailer than I've spent on like a 25th of my like LARP shit. And they go out and they just get their little horses out, and we hop on their little horses, and I go do it with them because it's fun.
Yeah.
And they ride the trails, man. They ride the trail. They get their chaps on. They got their little hats. They drink while they're doing it.
Just like we do.
Just like we do. And I remember her telling me that, and I was like, Mom, do you not do the same? Like, do you not do the same thing? You put on your little riding outfits. You got your little flannels. You got your little cutoff shirt. You got your garb. You know, you got your boots on. You got your hat on. You got your beer. You got your saddles. Like, you got it. You're camping. You're literally doing the same fucking thing as me. Like, we're both fucking camping, dude. That one made me even more mad when she was like, I was like, I'm camping even harder than you. I'm in a tent. Like, you're in a fucking mansion.
You're like, you poser?
Yeah, you fucking fucking LARPer? Like, what are you doing? Like, but like straight up, I remember telling her that and being like, just let me have fun. God damn. Like we have nothing in this world, dude. Like we have nothing to enjoy anymore.
Oh no. Everything is just don't look out the window, team.
God, there's so little and there's so much to get so mad about.
I had to tell my mom
you can't take the joy. Yeah, I'm like, you cannot take the joy out of what I do.
No, I'm gonna do it anyway. So
I'm gonna do it anyways. It's just having fun, dude. Like people just need to have fun. And I feel like the people that like shit on this hobby or whatever, like, or think it's lame,
are the same people who will like shit on anything.
Will literally, yeah, like, or they don't. And this is probably a hot take too, and I don't give a fuck. But they'll be, oh, you know where it's about to go. Like people that make it like a trait that they don't like Taylor Swift. Like, and they make it like it's a badge of honor.
It's like a personality. Like, why are you making that your personality?
Wow. Well, you know what? A shit ton of other people do. So it's personal preference. It's
That's
fine.
nice for you.
Yeah. What if you just let people like the thing? Like, don't shit on people for liking a thing.
Well, that's all the hot takes that I do.
Wow. We had some really interesting hot takes. We are probably at about time. I have some wrap up content.
Let's do it.
Which we've kind of steered away from this the last few because we've just had so much other shit to talk about, but I do kind of want to jump back to this just to kind of let people know like what we've got coming up in the next few months. This is gonna drop in August. This is the first Friday in August, so you are gonna hear what we're doing in August and September and October.
Spooky.
Spooky. So we actually have quite a few things coming up. So August 22nd, Dragonspire is our neighbor realm that we've talked about a lot before. They are having Heroes Forge 2026 in Terre Haute, Indiana. Middlemarch near us is in Indianapolis. They have their August monthly melee, which is August 29th. And then even more stuff. September is jam-packed. September has on the 5th Numenor's Fall Opener in Urbana, Illinois. Then we have Eclipse.
I'm stoked on Eclipse.
September 10th through 13th in Cambridge, Ohio. We also have the September monthly melee for Middlemarch in Indianapolis on September 27th. This is not actually a LARP thing, but I wanted to shout it out anyways because it is local to us. September 26th and 27th is the Clayshire Castle annual Ren Fair in Bowling Green, Indiana.
It's so good.
And it's
amazing
fun
vendors
to just go to. They've had other types of LARP there as well.
Yeah.
If we can swing going, I'm really hoping maybe we can get to there that Saturday.
That Ren Fair I have a special place in my heart for that Ren Fair because that was the first time that my daughter met Yogg.
Yes, I remember that. Oh my god.
And they got to go and they play fought with each other because they had a kid pit, a kid foam fighting pit.
They did.
And I'm gonna tell you what, you have not lived until you started betting on kids with foam swords. Okay?
Child betting. It's
child betting.
There's nothing wrong with it.
They can't throw fights, trust you. They won't. But anywho, so I have a special place in my heart for that place. And honestly, like it's good times. Go out there and support.
It's just a cool little place. Like so they built this castle like in the middle of nowhere because they just wanted to. They turned it into a bed and breakfast that you can stay at like random, like just whenever. They do all sorts of events there and stuff. Like people have had weddings there. The couple that owns it and made it are like so sweet. They live in half of it. Like half of it is their house.
That's the best B&Bs. Those are the best B&Bs.
And then you get like breakfast with them. It's really cool. I love that place. I think it's so neat. I got off topic because it's really cool. But yeah, Clayshire Castle, Bowling Green, Indiana, really cool. There's also a big one for us is the Numenor Oktoberfest 2026 at Billy Creek Village in Rockville from September 30th through October 4th.
And we're stoked.
And we have some cool stuff happening at that.
Dude,
from Dunland.
Can I just say I'm so stoked. Okay, we feel like we can throw a party for Okfest, and we're gonna be up there Thursday night. We're gonna be out there we're gonna throw a flock party because we're Dunland.
Because we're a flock of birds.
We're a flock of birds. And listen for more in the future.
There'll be snacks, drinks. Poisoners Guild is gonna be making us some little custom.
Yes, we are so fortunate that the Poisoners Guild is working with, and I'm so stoked on this. Like I'm super proud of what we're going to be able to accomplish, and it's going to be a fun time. So if anybody's listening to this, and you're going to be up there Thursday of Okfest,
if you were thinking about coming on Friday, you should come on Thursday.
Come on Thursday. You should come on Thursday. Trust me. Come on Thursday.
We're going to kick off Okfest. I know it starts the day before that, but we're really kicking it off.
We're going to set the vibe. vibe.
We're setting the vibe for the whole weekend on Thursday.
So
yeah, it's a Dunland party.
It's a block party.
Yeah, it's a Dunland flock party. And then on October 24th, another Middle March event that we're going to be at is
the event.
The day event. Hydrate. Be ready. Check your weather. What it's going to be like.
Stretch your legs.
Stretch. Be prepared for war 2026.
I'm so stoked on
October 24th in Indianapolis.
I'm already cooking up tactics.
But yeah, so that's all the stuff we're gonna hit, and we would love to see you at those things. And now, this is a really awkward segue. I'm gonna just do it anyways.
Greatly segue.
Segue to your Dunland Goodnight.
The Dunland Goodnight for tonight is, do you have a piece of garb that you made 100% from zero to top? And if you rock that and wear that one, you get a Dunland Goodnight.
I love that. With that, I am Prim.
And I'm Savannah. And now get your game face on.
And we will see you on the field.
Bye.
Bye. We love you.